Hey guys, in today's video I am going to be talking about the low register. The word of the week, as you know, is expansion. We're expanding our range up and down, mostly down right now, and we're going to look at some more high register specific exercises in some later videos. But expansion is really the word of the week. We don't just practice some low pedal notes, we practice expanding our low register from a more comfort register, so from a more comfortable register, because good range means that you can go from low to high and to in the middle and high and down again, with flexibility, with grace, with elegance, basically, with control, and with musicianship. So it's all about playing nice music. So this is what we're working on, but in today's video, more specifically, I want to introduce you to a few mistakes that brass players make, trombone players, tuba players, whatever, when playing in the low register. Some concepts that might lead you to practice the wrong way. The first misconception is this story about warm air and cold air. Now, I've been really checking it out these last few days before making this video. Do we really get this warm air? Well, maybe on a large tuba that's possible, but certainly not on the trombone, certainly not on the trumpet, certainly not on the bass trombone, because we do have more resistance. We do play cylindrical instruments, right? This is a cylinder. Our mouthpieces are made in a more cylindrical way than tubas. Tubas and euphoniums and flugelhorns and baritones, and cornets, they are conical instruments, so they have less resistance, and you can play with a warmer air, and this is why we call them soft brass, like warm brass, soft brass. English brass bands are like soft brass instruments. Of course, they can play quite strong, but it's all very mellow, and the euphonium sound is a very good example of this mellowness and this sweetness. Euphonium in Greek actually means sweet sound, and this is also due to the fact that it is very conical, and our trombones are cylindrical. So what was I talking about? This misconception of blowing warm air. It's not about blowing warm air, it's about making sure that your lips vibrate in a different way. And this leads us to our and so if I really put my mouth in the way that I would play from, let's say, from the middle to the low register, maybe it warms up a little bit because the hole here does get a little bit bigger, but it's not like playing like you're not actually going to play. Otherwise, you would only be able to play those low notes for maybe a second or 2 seconds. You're certainly not going to be able to hold a long note, like if you have a big chorale in the ensemble, in the brass ensemble, or in your section or whatever. So this concept of warm air is very misleading. And that brings me to the second misleading concept, which is some people think that they just need to open their mouths when playing in the low register, right? So playing in the high register, you squeeze your lips together and try to make a little vibration, and it's gonna make a sound, which of course is not true, but we're not talking about high register today. And the opposite is what they think also. You just open your mouth, your lips flap, and somehow it's going to create a sound, but that is not the case. First of all, even when you play pedal notes and double pedal notes, if you want to call them that way, I call double pedal notes everything that's below the pedal F, you still have to maintain an embouchure, you still have to maintain control in the corner of your lips. You still need to maintain control in your cheeks also. Otherwise, you lose the center of the note, you lose the intonation, you lose tone. So some people think it's just like this is going to make you play a pedal note, but that actually sounds like nothing. If you want to play a nice pedal B flat, you do need to keep control. have to be somewhat strong here. Of course, it's going to blow a little bit more than if you were to play a high B flat, but as little as possible, so keeping control. This is one of the other misconceptions. And so opening the mouth, and just to show you again, I've shown it to you in some previous videos, but the proper movement of going down in the low register is the jaw shifting forward. So you stay like this, and you don't try to open the gap here. It will open a little bit, but by putting your jaw forward, you're putting all the vibration, or most of the vibration, in your bottom lip, and this is how you get a nice warm low register. The same is true for the high register. It's not about pinching, it's about the top lip going above the low lip, taking more of the vibration here and actually putting the air going a little bit more down and creating a nice high register. So in the high register, it's more like, and in the low register, it's more like. And if you want to go to the extreme, some people block their their upper lip. They change position completely. They're like from here to like this, just so that they can play some double B flat or some very low, very loud. But that doesn't sound very good. And if you have to go from up to down, like we talk about in this channel, expanding your range, you're not. It's just not going to happen, because it's going to be like. You can't do it. You have to really try to maintain the same embouchure and the same position when you play in the middle register as when you play in the lower register. So that's it for today's video. I think I've covered it. Those a couple of few misconceptions. Please do practice it. What you can do is practice in front of a mirror. If you have like a little mirror like this is a little mirror that I keep all the time on my stand, and I can make sure that my position is okay. And you can just practice the position a little bit. So I'm going to show you one more time, just with the mouthpiece. It goes like this, and when you go in the low register, and with the trombone, it just gives something like this. And the opposite is true also. And actually, when you practice your flexibility, the trombone goes up and down. Not so much, of course, I'm exaggerating, but it does go up and down slightly. And with practice, you're going to try to move as little as possible. In some next videos, we're going to be practicing some intervals. And to practice intervals, of course, you're going to need to be able, especially when we're going to go fast and legato, to move as little as possible. Otherwise, you're not going to have time to move throughout those intervals. So that's it for today's video. I'm going to link my newsletter in the comments below, because I am going to post my newsletters, and in my newsletter I decided to do it weekly. I did it a little bit more, and I don't want to do it that way because it's just kind of spamming your mailbox, and I don't want to do that. So every week I send you an email. I kind of recap what we saw during the week, and I send you some little excerpts of exercises. But if you want to receive some more complete exercises and some complete warm-up booklets and some etudes and solo pieces and things like this, make sure that you visit my Patreon page. I will link it down below the video also. So yeah, until next video, take care, practice, remember the air, remember the word of the week is expansion, and let me know in the comments below what are your weak points playing, what do you want to improve, what do you want me to cover in the next videos, etc. Take care, I'll see you soon. Ciao.